Okay, welcome to video 2. I've gone out. I'm actually back on the home page here. I wasn't exactly sure where I left the first video, so I'm going to go back into store. Now, you've now got a product here. This area is green, and if we click on products and double click on Andrews, it will take us back into there. And I'm just going to add that when you're adding the additional patches, you'll follow that step and then scroll down, get to edit options, then brings up this dialog box, and if you click in there, it just brings you to the end of the list and you can add products to that list. Just one word of warning with adding products on the list: it seems to be a bit temperamental. You can lose the cursor. It won't always take you back to the beginning. It's okay here because we've got plenty of room at the end of the line. With some of these longer titles, if we get to the very end of a line but not long enough for it to automatically take us to the next line, it's sometimes quite hard to actually fit the cursor in the box, but you persevere, you should be able to do it. Okay, so I'll cancel that. And we'll look at the options that we've got. We've now got 10 patches added with the option of 2 types of wood, so we've got 20 patches on there. So just showing 15 per page. And what I had hoped is that these patches would have carried forward to the other options, but you see what's happened here is that all the original ones that I've input, it says cherry, but don't worry about that. Obviously all the original inputs have stayed there, but the new ones are now coming up with a blank picture here. So I'm just going to go through and add those. It does mean for every single option you're going to have to add that image again, unfortunately. Okay, so that's all those added on. See there, the second page with the patches added, so it didn't take very long. Right, we're now going to, we should save that. And then that just takes us back to this page again. So if we double click again on Andrews, so we've now got the wood option and the patch option. We just need to add the text boxes. Scrolling down, product options, edit options, and again scroll. It's automatically taking us down. So we need to add 2 options for the text boxes. So this time we're going to select text input. Now, I don't know exactly what you want to call this. If I call it inside top engraving, obviously feel free to change it to whatever you like. Maximum length, so you can specify a number of characters. I guess you've got a limited amount of space that you can use in there, so you can limit that to whatever you like. I think it defaults to some enormous number, so you probably won't want that. And that's it for that one. Just double check I've got that inside top engraving. And so if we add a further option, again text input, and this one for below the coin. Engraving. And again, you can limit that text and save. Oh, I just spotted a spelling mistake there. It's going to appear twice. So I'm going to edit that. So just so help see how to do that. Just airlift, and because we've got two options for that, there's going to be another one further down the list. To move. Just bear with me, I'm just going to pause this. Apologies, I just had a bit of a senior moment there. In fact, because we've only input this once, the fact that I've changed it here, it's also changed the where it occurs the second time. I'll just show you that. Just have to save. And so if we scroll down, we've got the top one there, and then further down here, you see again, it's corrected the spelling there. Okay, well that should be everything for these 10 patches that I've input. So, well, if we go to save and view, now this is limited as to what it's showing you and letting you do, just because there's too many options for your plan, so it's not fully functional. But here we go with Andrews Air Force Base, first airlift squadron. We've got the drop down menus, which in the finished published product will have the drop downs, and the wood type, and then spaces for the two engraving types, quantity, and the not available will be the purchase button once you've actually set up your upgraded your plan and got your shopping cart on there, so it'll be add to cart, something like that. Okay, so if I just go back, in fact if I go back onto edit product, so that's for adding the rest of your patches to Andrews, and then of course you've got to add the additional bases as additional products. So from here, if we press save, it'll take us back to the product screen. Say to add more patches, etc. On this one, double click, go into that. To put the other bases on, go add product, and it will take us into that very first screen again, so we can add the name of the base. We can add some images on here as and when. You may find, looking at how that worked, you may find it worth adding maybe 15 images at a time, or 10, or whatever's manageable, and inputting those, and then doing some more later on or whatever. And again, so base product description, if you want anything else, I guess to military people it's obvious what it is. Price, weight if required, Stock number, I guess you identify them by what they are, so you don't need a stock number, or SKU. Again, check the hidden icon. It should. I've never known it automatically come up blue, so that's fine. And again, add your options as per. As per what you did for what we did for Andrews. And I think that's about all for now. The patches that I've added here are I've just taken the images straight from your site with whatever resolution they were. Now you probably noticed that they display pretty well. They are relatively low resolution, which I think is ideal, because the lower the resolution, the quicker they'll upload for you and also for your clients. The page will load quicker when they go into the page. We're probably talking fractions of milliseconds, but there you go. And you can see that they display perfectly well on a computer. If you were putting something on that might want to be printed off, then I would suggest you put them on at a high resolution, but it's fine for what you want. So I'm going to sign off, and best of luck with it, and I'll check what else I need to do for you.